Welcome, all you Drengir and Shield Maidens, to this week's episode of Dropping the Hammer. I'm your host, Warhammer. So, I know, like I said in the description, we got a lot of things to talk about. I don't know about a lot, but a couple of things to talk about. One thing that's been weighing heavy on my mind is what I'm going to go into as a perceived misunderstanding of whatever I said last week on my podcast. Um, it is a complete misunderstanding, and I don't I don't know why. Um, I don't know why someone put perceived maliceness or some kind of deception into my words. Um, in the small circles that I'm running in, um, I saw something on Facebook that I'm pretty sure was directed towards me, but without putting my name on it. But I, at no point did I do even the slightest bit of name calling, slightest bit of shade throwing, dirt throwing, any type of negative comments. Uh, Certainly didn't bury my opponents. Uh, I even went back and rewatched my podcast just to make sure I didn't say anything that I wasn't ready to back up. But apparently, in the only thing I can assume when I said the team was basically a nobody. I wasn't calling my opponents nobodies. I wasn't negating their work. I wasn't calling them a nobody. I was saying in situation I was presenting Team A and Team B. Team B was essentially a no-name team because they didn't have a name. They were kind of thrust together, and that is all I was talking about. At no point was I saying they were bad wrestlers or anything. We even gave props to one of our opponents. Um, I think he did two different suplexes on Iron Belly. One was like a gut wrench, and then the second one, it was a beautiful butterfly. And this is one I had to register. Like I was getting back onto the ropes, onto the apron, and when I saw the butterfly, I had to just to register it because no, that was a clean, that was a very clean butterfly suplex. I even told Iron Belly right then that was a beautiful suplex. I You want to go into the match? They had a great match. Their move set was, you know, night and day different than ours. They were able to do, Iron Belly was suplexed a couple times, thrown around like he was smaller. Nobody does that to Iron Belly. So, you know, you want to go into the match. Everything negative I was talking about, anything negative I was talking about was me. So I don't understand how anybody is going to assume I'm talking about somebody else unless I call their name out. Now, the other thing, yes, I can be frustrated, but at no point does it mean anything. I can be frustrated with the direction of my character in multiple directions at multiple locations, but it doesn't mean I'm not doing the job. I'm not going to be there 110% to perform, to put my opponent over if that's what the call is. I don't understand how someone can mistake all of the things that I have said the entire time I've been doing this, that I don't mean disrespect in anything I do. I don't want to promote drama. I don't want to push any negativity. This world has enough of it. In professional wrestling, that's as that's as negative as I'm going to be. I'm a heel. I'm supposed to be the bad guy. That's it. I can't believe that I can't believe someone actually misunderstood what I said and then kind of ran with it and put intent behind it. I, and I've had a bad weekend. I've not felt good. And this is something that's been weighing on me. Like, I said I had a bad match. Sons of Plunder had a bad match, but it had nothing to do with anything outside of our match. Had nothing to do with politics, had nothing to do with booking, had nothing to do with anything. It had to do with the match. I don't think Sons of Plunder performed as well as we could have or well as we should have. On top of that, I also didn't think the story made sense. But I'm allowed to have these opinions. But I know they don't mean anything. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, is I'm not expecting a change. I'm telling the camera, I'm telling you, I'm essentially just telling a mirror how I feel. I thought I had dropped it. I thought it was a weight off my shoulders just to say, hey, I didn't like that. I really didn't like that. I didn't agree with it. And moving on. Boop, doop, doop, doop. But I guess that wasn't the case. And I've got to go defending myself for something I didn't do all over again. And that's a big frustration that I have is, you've already made up your decision. You've already made it up in your mind that I've done certain things. I'm already guilty of certain things. And that's not even the case. It's not even the case. I never once claimed to be a big name celebrity. I never once claimed to be this podcasting sensation. I never once claimed to be the biggest podcaster, the next best podcaster, the next biggest thing, whatever you want to say. I'm deeply honored that I've had two people interact so far. You know, I haven't seen anybody jump in yet, but they've at least reacted. I got one heart and I got a thumbs up. So someone's at least acknowledging that I'm doing something. And that's all I can really say. That's all I can really do. Thank you for whoever. I can't see who's engaged like that. I can see who's posted comments. I guess that's this side right here. Boop. That would be the comments. I try to read every comment that comes in because you're giving me that shot of adrenaline, that hot tag for me to continue going just a little bit longer. The crowd's in it. Okay, I can keep pushing just a little bit longer. I don't ever want to force anything. I don't ever want to force anybody's attention. You know, you don't have to click on my page. You don't have to click on my Rumble. You don't have to click on YouTube. You don't have to click on Facebook. Soon to be TikTok and Instagram as soon as I can figure that stuff out. As soon as I can switch my accounts over and make them uh, professional or content creator or whatever it is. We'll have to get Aaron Storm's help with the I think he's either Instagram or he's TikTok. I'm not sure. But he's got one of them on lockdown. So I'm gonna have to get some advice from him. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be famous off this. I'm not trying to be famous off my wrestling. I, I'm just enjoying getting my story out. I was trying to do, um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Um, wow, sorry, just lost my train of thought. I can't even think what we were talking about. I just know I'm appreciative of all the interaction I get. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be famous off this. I don't even think I can wrestle that well. Um, but I get to put out little tidbits of the story that I'm trying to do. That's where I was going. So in my quest to wrestle everybody, um, that's why I want to wrestle midgets. Uh, I've wrestled some giants. I've wrestled in between. Um, Me getting my story out is kind of the only thing I have left now, and that's why I created Sons of Plunder, to help. I don't want to say fetishize the wrestling industry in the area, but mm, would have been able to accommodate any type of show. Um, a big guy, tag team, a female, a midget, whatever you need, we've got it. And that was supposed to be who Sons of Plunder were. In Silsby Sadistic Wrestling Federation, there is a group, family affiliated, and they're kind of, don't want to say the carnival show, the freak show, but that's, they are led by Rico Wildley, and he's the Barker of the Bazaar. And you've got, again, I don't want to call them freaks, but that's kind of what they're going for. They're going for a sideshow type vibe. Well, that's just going to work perfect if I could ever get Sons of Plunder, fully where I wanted it. It never really took off the way I expected it to, but just going with their idea, it's a great idea. It doesn't mean it wasn't a great idea. It just didn't work out. So we just need to try again. And now we have, well, just three of them. Excuse me. Oh, but now we have opponents for the family affiliated in the Sons of Plunder. So we instantly have someone to go against and to work against. Usually I get 4, 5, 6 sneezes, but after I sneeze, I end up kind of blanking out for a minute. So that's what that was. But we're back. We're still going. Whew. So yeah, I'm still gonna get my story out the way I want it. I was hoping to do some kind of big entrance. That's something I've wanted to do for a while. Here locally, I wanted to use the motorcycle club, the Berserkers, just based off the name. I wanted to do a cool, ride up or, entrance, something. They escort me with a bunch of motorcycles. I ride on the back of a trike or something like that, just to, you know, just to have a cool entrance. But in Beaumont in November with the Odin Sons Veterans Motorcycle Club, uh, they're gonna give us the Sons of Plunder a badass little walkout, and that's there's my cool entrance that I finally get to do. Different group, doesn't really matter. It's to me just getting the story out. I'm finally getting to do that. It's I don't think it's that big to anybody else, but it's big to me. It's cool to me. I like this idea and I want to run with it. So that's really all this is. I'm I know I've got I know the clock is running out. Um by 2030, I don't know if I'll be wrestling any longer. I gave myself 10 years. And that's always been the plan. 10 years, and then we get to reassess, have to reassess. We look at all the injuries, we look at all the money, the time, the energy, everything, the good, the bad, and we'll see if I can continue. We'll see if I'm mentally sound, if I'm physically able. Um, that's only 5 more years. I I don't have 5 more years like this year. Anybody who's followed along has seen that I've been messed up a bunch this year. I think we counted at one point it was 8 injuries in 8 months. So, I damn sure don't want to do 12 for 12. 1 in 12 is bad. I don't know if I'm extremely lucky or extremely unlucky, you know. And they've always said if you get struck by lightning, you need to buy a lottery ticket. Well, now there's so many people, the odds are getting tagged twice, and then you can possibly win. But I'm good with a second tag from lightning. I'm okay. All it did was rewire a bunch of circuits in the wrong way, and I don't want that to happen again. I wanted to get on here and do like a watch party or something. I wanted to get on Thursday, but I just couldn't. I couldn't. I was not feeling well. I'm still back and forth on how I feel, but um, it's weird. This weekend was really no. I cleaned up my room. Like I got a lot of stuff accomplished. I cleaned up my van. Um, I still got to finish. I just a weird weekend. I was supposed to work, and then that got canceled. I don't know. I almost would have liked to work. I kind of needed the money, but I guess mental health and rest is best. Hey Melvin, welcome to the show. It's good your arm is recovering. I know I have arm arm injuries are not fun. They're not something you want to mess with. Yes, I did. I did watch that message about your YouTube channel. Um, I'm just kind of breaking into YouTube with the Sons of Plunder that was mainly taken care of by uh, Thane Ironbelly. I'm just posting on there as well, but we plan on using that for more of our matches and stuff like that, so we can just direct people to our YouTube page, and it'll just, here, watch a match. Here's our entrance. Here's all of our information. So, um, yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome back, Melvin. um, but yeah, we're still on YouTube now, or sorry, we're still on Rumble, we're still on Facebook, and we're now on YouTube. Again, I would like to add the Instagram and TikTok and all that, even if I've got to use my phone at the same time and just kind of prop it up. I can either move this camera or just get another tripod for my phone and just bounce around. I know I don't really look at the camera much. I try to look at my screen. Um, it's, to me, it's, I feel it's almost eye contact, and I have weird things with eye contact. Can I tell you my arm wrestling theme song, dude? When you have me have a match, maybe have you ever heard of Breaking Benjamin? Yes, I've heard of Breaking Benjamin. Good band. Um, I For wrestling, it's a little different. A lot of places want you to have, I don't want to say custom music, but they want you to have copyright free, duty free music. So in that, I had to get a um, an artist to make a song for us. Melvin, we'll have you join. We'll have you join some other night. Not tonight. I won't be on too much longer. I'll be getting off of here. But you know, that's something we can talk about. We can talk about your arm wrestling, how you've been doing that, how long you've been doing that, stuff like that. So, I think that'd be a cool episode, cool podcast. Certainly different type of wrestling. That it's more than what I do. You're doing real stuff, and I'm just jumping around in my underwear. But yeah, we'll definitely have you on some night. We'll set that up though in advance. That way I can kind of promote you and get some buzz, get some interest. Um, haven't had any boxes or anything like that. I haven't ordered anything, but as soon as I get something, um, you know, I'll present that. Um, I do have a couple of shows coming up. I'm gonna verify dates. Yeah. So the 18th will be the Dark Avenues in Marshall for the for yeah, League of Lions on the 18th in Marshall, Dark Avenues. Um, the 19th, I will be in Beaumont for the Comic Con with SWF. I'm not sure who I'll be wrestling down there, but you know, it's Comic Con, so I'm excited. Just that alone. Um, I do know Hornswoggle will be there, so for someone who's wrestled midgets, uh, can wrestle a famous midget. You know, um, I think there's some other big names coming. I don't know. I'm kind of late entrance into this. I was invited. The Sons of Plunder were invited, but Iron Belly has prior engagements, so he's not able to make it. But I'm going to make it, so that's going to be fun. Um, You like playing basketball and boxing. That's good. Always different sports. I when I was a kid, I played baseball. I played football. I also played paintball. Um, Not sure if you call that kind of playing. That's an aggressive game of tag, if you will. Um, Sorry. Yeah, the 19th Beaumont Comic Con, and then I will be back on the 25th in Silsby as well. That's what I got for October. I've got some more November shows, but we'll talk about those later. Aside from the uh, November 22nd, that's let me. I'm gonna get that information real quick because this one's it's for veterans, so I want to get it right. We're kind of there as a personal request, personal favor. So I want to make sure. Heroes Holiday Benefit Brawl, uh, hosted by SSW, so Southern Star Wrestling, and um, Odin's Son Veterans Motorcycle Club. So we'll be doing that in November. But again, I'm going to talk a lot about that show. I may even have Moose come on and promote that show, promote his MC as well. We'll do something leading up to that for sure. As far as boxing, yeah, I mean, push yourself. Yeah, start small, go to whatever matches you can get in, just getting in the ring. Every time you're in the ring, you're going to get experience, good experience, bad experience. You're going to learn. So yeah, keep pushing yourself, keep learning every time. um Man, I am so, I don't want to say drained, but it feels like it's my brain does not want to work right now. I, I've certainly been hydrated, so it's not that. This weekend was rather rough on me. Um, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in this week. I don't know what Thursday will be like, but I do want to. I was thinking in my head tonight. I kind of want to do. I do like doing my Sundays where I just kind of talk. Nothing really to. It's not that there's no structure, but there's more wiggle room. I think I'm gonna leave Thursdays for watch parties and stuff like that. I'm really hoping a couple of shows get put out very soon. I've already seen a little bit of my work from the 1st of September, September 7th or excuse me, 6th and 7th, when I went to Southern Star Wrestling and Elite Breakout Wrestling. Um, I've seen that work in Instagram Reels from Elite Breakout Wrestling. Uh, Me taking a couple slams from their tag team champions, and it's makes them look good. but it's me getting my ass kicked. Um, I guess I'm good at that. I guess I'm good at putting people over and making them look good. I know I got kicked right in the mouth that match. My fault. I lean in too much when I get kicked. That's why I end up with tread on my face from one wrestling match a long time ago. Gotta see if I can pull it up quickly enough. I was in North. No, yeah, it's all you can see. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, awesome job. Let's tone that down. That's a little bit. Yeah, you can see that tread right across the cheek. Right. It was somebody's shoe imprint, and I had that for like 3 days. Excuse me. Ah, these allergies have been getting me. It's always these fall allergies. Spring and fall allergies are usually the times I just end up choking and not able to breathe. And then at work, um, a lot of dust and dry granite. So end up biting it and chewing it. It sucks. It sucks. But anyway, I think I'm going to leave Thursdays for watch parties. Sundays will be more, I don't want to say motivational. I don't want to say demotivational, but, um, you know, it'll be more me talking. So, uh, wow, this has jumped up to 4 people watching. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that, and we'll get you on the show to help. Um, I don't have guests on too often. I guess I should do that more often. Um, Iron Belly was I think my last guest. That show did pretty well. That was the only one that we've officially made money on. But you know, we made 1 cent. I don't know if it's because we went long. I don't know if it wasn't a view count that was in crazy. It wasn't a long talk, but I'm certainly trying to recreate that. I would like to make more than 1 cent, but I'm not in this to make money. I have a job that makes my money. I'm making enough money. I'm not struggling. I am doing things to add or from a movie quote, thicken my revenue stream, but none of them have worked out so far. The beard oil was a good idea. We've had a lot of interest from the one time we were able to put it out. So we definitely need to put that out more. Hopefully he was able to put it out. I think he went to some Iron Belly went to some jewelry making thing recently. Hopefully he was able to put them out. It's unique. Um, and even someone came up to us and was like, what are y'all have your own beard oils? And we just kind of looked at each other like, obviously that's kind of our thing. Like that just made sense, and for both of us to just click on it. I mean, obviously we're both wearing beards. we both are using this beard oil on the regular. It's I use it nearly every day. I don't wear it to work, but if I'm not going to work and I'm just going out, beard oiled up. Yep. My brush is starting to take on the sense. So it's put the beard oil on, then I brush it. So it's starting to oil up now, and it's now every time I use it. So it's just going to constantly keep that smell, keep oiling it, keep it, you know, keep it looking good. I'm I know I'm off on my supplements, and I kind of did this on purpose, but I guess I went too long on the test. So I had been taking several supplements, and I wanted to make sure that they were doing the job and it wasn't just a change in certain things. But I know now that these these supplements have helped me, and I will be ordering more very soon. So that is causing a lot of the mental issues. Um, not I'm not focusing as well as I was. Not it's just I can tell the difference, and that's noticeable to me, and that's why I'm going to go and rectify these things. So hope to be back mentally kicking ass very soon. Uh, but yeah, again, thank everybody for tuning in. Um, I, I wish I had more tonight, but it was just I had to get that off my chest because one of the things I hate being misunderstood, and like I said, for someone to put all that malice and it was almost hatred, for someone else, and there was none. So you know, I I, I had to get that weight off, and every time I get up from recording, I feel like everything is handled. I've said it. I've said my piece. I've counted to 10. I've said my piece and counted to 10. You know, that's it. I'm not expecting my opinion to have any weight, any merit, anything. Uh, the fact that everybody's listening right now is tremendous. So, you know, again, I will put this out there. This is not about hate or malice. This is not about putting anybody down. I put myself down enough. So I'm not about to put anybody else down. I'm not about to spew hatred for anybody or on anybody or about anybody, even if it is deserved. I don't give receipts because I keep trying to figure out how I messed up. So I don't feel the chemistry was right with certain opponents, certain people, but I'm always willing to continue working and trying to get better. So I don't know how anybody can take any of that out of context anymore because I'm doing this out of sheer love of wrestling and to just perform. And all I want it to do is make sense. If that's wrong, if that's a bad opinion, if that's a bad thing for me to voice, then I don't understand. So
thanks again for tuning in. I'm gonna try to do something Thursday, a watch party. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely tune in next Sunday, and we'll have more to talk about. So thanks. And good night, everybody.